This dude fainted like a Looney Tunes character.
You to 8 years in prison in each cause number. They will run concurrently. You waive your right to appeal. You do not have the court's permission to appeal because these are felony convictions. You're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do y'all need help?
The fact the judge didn't care is hilarious to me. Welcome back to Cooked in Court. These are some funny moments where the judge absolutely cooks the defendant. This is the biggest plot twist I've ever seen. The judge may love you in one moment and she may cook you in the next.
What does that say?
The Blight Club. It's a Magic the Gathering tournament club.
Oh, it's a gathering of...
Magic the Gathering. It's a card game.
Oh, it's sort of like...
Pokemon.
No, what did they used to have before Pokemon? Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, it has some similarities.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Does that glow in the dark? I'm just wondering.
No. Turn off the lights.
Okay. All right, we'll bring you back tomorrow. Counsel, you need to have that information for defense. How old is he?
At the time, Your Honor, he's 31.
All right, you're 31 and trying to have an interaction with a girl. Why?
I have no excuse for...
The way my jaw immediately fell to the ground. This man-child is giving every excuse in the book to not get a job, and honestly, it is really annoying.
Have employment because...
Yeah, but how can I get employment? Nowadays, people just go by judgment. They want to judge you for everything.
Oh, no, there are plenty of places that you can get employment at. Nobody's going to judge you at KFC. They just want to know, are you going to be to work on time?
Yeah, but is a pay good enough for you to live?
Well, guess what?
And nowadays, they don't even pay you enough to pay your rent. To go shopping and groceries. So it's hard to live in this world like that.
You're right. So let me ask you this.
Especially when you don't got a car or when you got to get around. It makes life hard on you, especially when you don't got no parents. I grew up all myself in my life. You know?
So let me ask you this. If you have all those stumbling blocks in your life, then why do you keep bringing children in the world?
If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
Buddy, I don't think it's feelings. Bringing children into this world is real life. This teenager is an absolute maniac, doing wild stuff in prison. Imagine what would happen if he was actually released.
Address something the court's going to see. His jail disciplinary history is about as bad as you'll see. He's threatening guards, spitting on guards, threatening to dash guards, dashing other inmates, literally climbed the walls of the day room while they tried to place him in restraints. He's a part of the claim, Sean.
Let me tell you something real quick, Mr. Hill. If you have another incident report, I am not required to accept this plea agreement.
Now, they haven't given me an option to wait.
What did I tell you? Those officers out there are doing their jobs. They're trying to go make a living and go home to their families. Hold on. I'm telling you right now. Stop talking. I told you this today is just going to be a listening thing. I have a feeling that's part of your problem in jail. You are there because of your actions. They are doing their jobs. Grow up because you're in big boy court. You're a grown man now. And stop acting like a little heathen out in our jail.
This dude committed the worst crimes you could ever think of just because he didn't have ketchup in his breakfast. That's the most craziest excuse I've ever heard. I mean, it's ketchup. I honestly think that ranch is better anyway.
My concern and what I'm looking at. You have a case from September 16, 2024 with this complainant, and that's pointing a deadly weapon at her, namely a knife. And then you have a case from December 8, 2024, and that's another assaultive behavior against the same complainant, and this time choking her. And all of this is over your breakfast not having ketchup. So number one, what breakfast that you wanted did not have ketchup? This is just for me to know.
The only reason why I brought that up is because I was getting cheated on. And
No. So here's the thing. When people cheat on people, you have two choices. One, you forgive them and accept that they're cheating on you. If they deny it, you either say, okay, they've denied it, I'm gonna let it go. But your choices are either you stay and you accept it or you move on. So back to this ketchup business.
Ketchup is simply an excuse for an underlying issue. The fact that she cheated doesn't make it right for you to go and attack her. This gymnast doctor had a history of abusing young girls for the past 30 freaking years. So now he's being absolutely ripped open by a female judge.
You are guilty, aren't you? Are you guilty, sir?
I said my plea, exactly.
As much as it was my honor and privilege to hear the sister survivors, it is my honor and privilege to sentence you.
Watch her give the I'm not mad, but I'm disappointed kind of tone.
Because, sir, you do not deserve to walk outside of a prison ever again. You have done nothing to control those urges. And anywhere you walk, destruction will occur. I find that you don't get it, that you're a danger. You remain a danger. I'm a judge who believes in life and rehabilitation when rehabilitation is possible. I have many defendants come back here and show me the great things they've done in their lives after probation, after parole. I don't find that's possible with you.
This guy tries to get all sassy with the judge, but luckily it did not work out in his favor.
Charged with interference with the interference with the emergency request for assistance. You're also charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on each of those cases. Why are you looking over there? There's no reason for you to look over there. You look at me. Do you understand?
I understand. I'm just waiting on you to tell me it's my time.
You start acting the fool while you're out there in the free world. I'm going to take the free world away from you.
I hate that we met on these terms, John.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said I hate that we met on these terms. You only have assumptions about me.
One more, I'm going to put you in jail. You understand? You will respect me. You will respect the court. And I don't need any superfluous argument out of you. What do you do for a living?
I own a construction business.
How much money do you make a month?
I was making up to probably about $3,000 or $4,000 a month.
Listen, if you own a construction company, you should not be making $4,000 a month. That should be made every single week. This judge does not play when it comes to drug use. He lied about how many times he was using it, and now he finally is getting caught.
Hey, what are the results going to be? You're going to get drug tested today. So you need to be honest.
Marijuana and then alcohol.
All right, we're gonna come back with your sentencing once I get a UA. Your test has come back. What do you think it's positive for?
Mainly THC, probably some alcohol, and then obviously what I was charged with.
No, don't do this mainly thing. I asked you if you would be positive for. You told me no. So now we're back to how often are you using?
3 times a week.
All right, so we go from once a month to 3 times a week.
It's embarrassing.
So I'm going to sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. And I will tell you, when I was reading your police report, you know what I had written down on the sheet of paper where I write my notes? 3 years deferred. That's what I had written. So these 2 years that you're getting on top of the 3 years, that's not your attorney's fault. That's all on you.
This dude likes to watch things burn. Watch this judge rip him apart for having so many cases open.
He also smelled gasoline on the defendant, which he knows can be used as an inhalant.
He's on probation for an arson, and he also had another arson on him, and now you smell gasoline on him? I think that you're an extreme danger to public safety, Mr. Coe. I really, really do. You have a discharging with us, an assault, while on bond for both of those cases, you pick them an aggravated robbery, arson, burglary of habitation, possession of a controlled substance, another arson, all those felonies. You get on probation for 2, they dismiss everything else. Now you pick up a DWI, you take flight. On the first time they gave you another PR bond. You got me bent if you think I'm going to give you a PR bond again. With all the stuff that you got, you are an extreme danger to public safety. And now you smell like gasoline? Hell no.
This guy's probably the most disgusting of them all. He also had the audacity to say that he relieves stress by going for, you know what, deserves to be locked away and never see the key again.
With regards to this, I would like to know, what were you thinking when you were this?
I'm not exactly sure what I was thinking. I just know I was in a downward spiral with stress.
So are you doing it to relieve stress?
Possibly.
All right. And if you were doing that to relieve stress, did you do the same with your child and your stepchild?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
They're my boys.
So here's my question for you. I know you want deferred adjudication, but why should I give you deferred adjudication?
I want to be able to give to the community I've taken, and I want to be able to give.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court's going to find you guilty, sentence you to 15 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served.
Do you think this was fair or this was injustice? Let me know in the comments. Usually we see an older child leeching off of the parents, but what happens when the parent leeches off of the child instead?
Off your daughter's income. Your daughter, even though she's getting Social Security, it's as though your daughter is working and you're living off of her.
I don't feel like, hey, I'm using my daughter. Or
You are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're living off of your daughter. Your rent, your daughter is paying your rent. You're not. Your utilities, your daughter is paying your utilities. utilities.
I am
The gas
provider.
you're not providing for her. The government is providing for her through her
I
SSI.
am her caretaker. I take care of her.
You're not doing a good job because you are living off of her. Here's the thing. If SSI were not to give your daughter any money, if you didn't have your daughter, you would not be getting Section 8 housing. You would not be living at the place you're living for $138. And the reason why you're getting it for $138 is because of your daughter. The groceries on your table, you say you get food stamps, the taxpayers are paying that. And anything extra that's not covered for food stamps, your daughter is paying that. So yes, you are living off of your daughter.
This dude does not know how to control himself in prison, so he gets called a punk by the judge. I think this is well deserved.
On incident reports since January 25th of this year. Fighting, calling officers names, stealing food, instigating fights, being a bully to other people in the dorm. Not today. At this point, I'm going to reject the plea agreement. You're going to end up in prison for up to 20 years because you can't follow the rules in our jail and you're acting like a little punk. So go stop acting like a punk, prove that you can behave, then we'll see what happens.
This judge decided to give no mercy to this guy just because he used his family as an excuse to get out, but she was not having it.
Everybody's asking for mercy. You're asking for mercy for the court. Why should I give it to you?
I have such a big heart, and I just want to prove to my family that I'm not a bad person, and I also want to
Well,
prove to you.
so let me stop you right there. Let's assume that you don't have a family. Let's assume you are in this world all by yourself. Why should I be showing you mercy when you didn't follow any of my conditions? Because what you're telling me is, don't send me to prison because I want to prove something to my family. That ship has sailed.
Well, I also wanted to prove to you that I'm not such a bad person, and I could complete the 10 years deferred.
No, you've proven to me that you can't. People always say good people sometimes do bad things. So you've proven to me that you can't do probation because you have not done it. The only thing you've done since you've been on probation is pick up this new case. So my question is, why shouldn't I just send you to prison and move on to the next person?
I also wanted to be a role model for all of my other brothers that are lost.
Well, let's assume you don't have any brothers or sisters because you should have been a role model before you picked up this case.
Yeah, buddy, I don't think you're getting mercy anytime soon. This guy got a heavy sentence by the judge, but for some reason, he seems very chill about it.
Does have family he needs to take care of, and we are just asking to show some mercy and to grant him probation.
All right. I will tell you, it is very rare for the court to see people admit to selling drugs and saying, no, I don't have a drug problem. I just sell drugs. At the same token, people will come before me, and you've come before me, and you said there are other people that you need to take care of. People need to think about that before they do wrong. You understand?
I understand.
This is what the court is going to do. The court is not going to grant you probation. The court will sentence you to a $1,500 fine, and the court will sentence you to 9 years in the prison. All right, we can go off the record. People say, oh, the jail is overcrowded. Oh, the prison is overcrowded. Guess what? People will always build new prison. They'll always find space for you. And if a cell is only supposed to have 10 people in it, if they need to put 20 people in that cell, they're going to put 20 people in that cell.
This judge contradicted herself so bad that she gave him the worst sentence after saying that she doesn't want him spending the rest of his life in prison.
I don't think you're a good candidate for probation, but I also don't think you should spend the rest of your life in prison. In count one, I'm finding both enhancements true. In count two, I'm finding the enhancement true. In count one, I'm going to sentence you to 30 years in the prison. In count two, I'm going to sentence you to 20 years in the prison. The counts will run concurrently.
This girl finds out the hard way that she's not going to her graduation party.
I'm supposed to graduate today on the 7th. Today is my graduation, but I'm here.
I mean, you're here because you violated probation. That's why they have a warrant for you. I honestly don't think probation is appropriate for her. The court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. The court will grant the motion, find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 60 days in the Bexar County Jail.
So does this mean I'm going to be a felon?
Yes.
Yes, girl, you're a felon. It's going to follow you wherever you go.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 children, and you don't have custody of any of them, and you still have not changed your ways. You were that person who was fruitful and you multiplied, and then somebody else took over the care of your children because you cannot get your life in order and you keep doing wild and crazy things. Let me just explain to you. 1 or 2 things are going to end up happening in your life if you don't get your life together. Somebody is going to have to identify you in a field, or either you are going to be in somebody's prison for the rest of your natural life. Do you understand?
The dude's mom freaked out in court because he got a little bit of a sentence, but he could have gotten a 10-year sentence. She should be grateful.
Years deferred adjudication, 90 days in the Bear County Jail as a condition of probation. That's to start today. Just 1 second. Excuse me, who are you?
I'm sorry.
All right, and who is this? All right, so let me just tell you something. Do you know how many people die every day because somebody is selling drugs to them? A lot. He could be going to prison for 10 years. He is not. All right, thank you.
Say something to you.
No.
Some people should honestly keep their mouth shut.